Thank you for clicking on my video. I did some advanced work so that this video wouldn't be too long. The time is sped up to about 1.5 times. Most of the papers are either from Zella Teal or Lavender by Prima. The floral embellishments are DIY'd from Sizzix Tattered Florals by Tim Holtz on paper from the Zella Teal collection with some chalk inks, regular inks, and liquid pearls. So I penciled a kind of golden ratio spiral on this layout just to help me, to guide me with the layout. The tags are made with Kraft Paper, a corner rounder, a hole punch, and a pair of edging scissors. And I already know that I want my photo in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to go ahead, I know I'm going to layer some things behind it, so I went ahead and mounted it to some craft foam to stick it down. And the craft foam is just cheap craft foam from Dollar Tree, I think. Next, I'm going to mat the smaller black and white photo to a scrap of paper from the Lavender collection. And I'm going to distress the edges in the mat to match the journaling tag there on the lower right. I used a Prima distressing tool, but any tool or even a pair of scissors will work. And then I followed that up with tea-dye distress ink around the edges. Now on that journaling card, I used 3 different distress inks. I used weathered wood, pumice stone, and tea dye. And sorry, I'm going to be going off camera here in just a second. But I'm going to be finding where the spiral meets the bottom edge of the main photo, and I'm going to place my second photo right there. I'm also going to mount the left edge of that photo on craft foam, so that way it has a little bit of stability where it's not layered over the main photo. Otherwise it's going to be just a little too wobbly. But before I do all that, I'm going to add one of the tags. This is just a foundational element, something to build my layers and my embellishments on. And I just cut it in half. That way I only need one tag. And again, I'm lining it up along that spiral that I penciled on the page. And then that way I also have that smaller piece to go along the top of my layout. And you'll see that here in a little bit. So this little heart element is it's my final piece of craft paper elements. It's going to go right there on the bottom, creating a bit of a triangle with the other 2 craft element pieces. Now when I made this journaling card, I just trimmed down a piece of cream cardstock, rounded the edges, crinkled it several times. Then I actually distressed the edges first, I think, and then crinkled it, and then I brushed the distress inks, those 3 different ones, over it with a blending tool, and then went around the edges with, I think, gathered twigs, maybe. That's one easy way to make a brand new scrap of paper look old. So I adhered it over the outermost section of the spiral, and now I've got this kind of open space on the bottom right that I need to do something with, and it's just perfect for the title. And I didn't think too long about my title, that the house in the photo is old, the papers are almost, kind of Victorian in appearance. And I thought a hashtag kind of internet speak abbreviated title would make an interesting contrast. So this stamp set is from MS Sparkle & Company, which is the bargain brand at Joann's. It looks kind of like a typewriter font, which is perfect for a hashtag. And this is the first time I've really used this set, so it's going to take me a little bit longer than normal because I'm going to be struggling to peel some of the letters off the backing without ripping them. The ink that I'm using is Teal Damask. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not real sure. But it's Teal Damask chalk fluid edger from Prima Marketing. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the line. I'm not real concerned with getting it straight. If it looks straight, then it obviously did not come from me. So yeah, I'm not real worried about whether that title is lined up straight or not. The title is hashtag OTBP, which is short for Off the Beaten Path, because this house is a historic site in the middle of Nowheresville, Texas. Again, this is a non-photopolymer stamp set, so you'll see me when I manage to actually pull them off the backing. I scuff them on my hand a little bit. That way they take the ink a little bit more evenly. If they were a photopolymer, I wouldn't worry so much about scuffing them. Photopolymer stamps tend to take the ink a little bit more readily right out of the packaging. So now all I need to do is arrange the rest of my embellishments around the spiral. These blue flowers were inked with the same teal Damask ink that I used for the title. The pink flowers, which are the smaller ones, those are inked with a pink chalk ink from Memento, and I don't remember exactly what the color is, and I'm not real sure that it hasn't been discontinued. So I cut them from the Sizzix Tiny Tattered Florals by Tim Holtz, and then once each layer was glued down, I curled and inked and sprayed them all with this white mica spray that I made by blending some Ranger Perfect Pearls, and I think it was the Perfect Pearls, with some water, and just spritzed it over all the flowers. The process of making all these flowers, and I didn't end up using them all on this layout, the process of making them took about a little over an hour, not counting the time that I set them aside to let the glue or the liquid pearls dry. Now the leaves are inked with English Ivy chalk ink from Prima, and then I sprayed them with a Tattered Angels green mist, and I want to say that it was key lime pie green mist. It has a little bit of a gold flecks in the mist. So as I'm just laying these flowers down, I'm kind of eyeballing where the spiral is, and just trying to keep that in mind as I lay out the flowers and the leaves, and kind of build a little bit of a triangle. And I took a break of about 20 minutes to let all the glue dry, because I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally bump something and knock something out of the way. So I am erasing the spiral here. The brand of pencil I'm using, which I used to make the spiral, is a Ticonderoga, which you can get in most craft stores. They're a really good pencil, and their pencil lines erase really cleanly and really easily. So I'm just grabbing my straight edge and laying down some lines. I actually did want to do my journaling on straight lines. I don't know why, but I just was in the mood to do them on straight lines. But now the layout is still missing something. It needs a little bit more. So it needs more teal. So I'm just gonna grab these little pearls, which I bought at Dollar Tree. Oh gosh, I don't even know how long ago. It's been a long time. But you get like 100 of them for $1. They can be a little challenging to work with just because they're so rounded. I probably could have grabbed my tweezers and done this, but it was almost just as fast to do it with my hands. And I'm just adhering them down with some Tombow Multi Aqua. I think that's what it is. And I take that, Tombow Mono Aqua Glue. And as I'm laying them down, I'm just trying to be mindful of keeping kind of an odd number on the page, because even numbers tend to be calming, and which could be useful in a layout, but odd numbers tend to create a little more drama, a little more interest. So that's why I'm not making subconscious pairings of these little pearl things. Now I'm going to grab my Tombow brush pen number 373, I think. I'm going to show it to the camera real quick, but it's kind of hard to read the number. I'm actually going to end up using the bullet point instead of the brush tip for my journaling, just because the color was really, really close to that teal damask color. And this is where the journaling lines come in handy, because I can't write a straight line to save my life. It's just a little bit about our visit to this old inn, and I'm going to write a little explanation for the title as my subtitle. And we're almost to the end here. Thank you guys for joining me, and my apologies for my messy craft desk, but you know what? That's what it really looks like from day to day. It's not so perfectly clean. And here's a close-up shot of one of those flowers that I did with the Tattered Florals die set from Sizzix. Thank you guys for joining me, and don't forget to check out the post on the blog. Thank you.